Hi everybody, welcome to Patrick's Scale Studio. My name's Patrick and I'll be your host. Just got this on my doorstep today from UPS. This is the Tiger 1 Big Box. So in a little bit of a departure from the USS Curtis Wilbur and our German U-boat Type 7C/41, we're going to go ahead and just take a look at the contents of this box, seeing as how there are 3 new kits, mid, late, mid Tiger and 1/35th, plus a 1/16th scale figure of Otto Carius. I hope I pronounced that right. I hope I didn't butcher that. Limited edition release in that the 3 kits with the 1/16 figure are being released as a kind of a package deal. And when I purchased this in December, I think I got it for about $105. It's released by Takom, and I believe I read that this is in celebration of Takom's 10th anniversary. So go ahead and have a look here. And as we can see, we've got some artwork on the side of our big brown cardboard box depicting the 3 large tanks hidden within. There's the box. Not too much else to see. So we'll go ahead and have a look at the contents in here, and then we will get into it a little bit more by opening one of these guys up. So if I read correctly, these are 3 brand new Tiger kits that were released as this set of 3, and I don't believe were available as one-offs until this set came out, but I could be wrong on that. But as we can see here, we have got kit number 03.01.2199.2199.2200 down here. So this is our mid, late, and mid. And pull these out one by one, have a quick look at the tops, and then we'll dive into one of the kits. There is the Tiger 1 mid production with Zimmerit. Tiger 1 late production with Zimmerit. Looks like you can build it as a command version as well. And the Tiger 1 mid production with Zimmerit with Otto Carius. Okay, earlier I said this was a departure for me from the Curtis Wilbur and from the German U-boat because I haven't done any armor videos. Currently I'm doing actually 2 ships and trying to work on a couple planes on the side as well. Hopefully actually more videos on all of that to come soon. But I enjoy putting together armor models. I haven't put in any kind of videos out there for doing so. I haven't really done a lot of Tigers and finished up a lot of armor models, but they're still fun to do. It's a good time. And maybe one of these days I'll get around to putting something out there, but currently my body of work really doesn't compare to other folks with channels out there that do exclusively armor models. Maybe one day we'll see. I guess I can hope. But that said, like I said, I like working on these. I still want to put some effort into doing these because they're fun. It's nice. It's really cool. You can get them dirty. You can beat them up. And it doesn't look that far-fetched. So figured we'd go ahead and start by taking a look at this one. For the most part, it looked like all 3 kits have a lot of similarity. I mean, they're all Tiger 1s, they're all mid-production or late production, they all have Zimmerit, so they all have, looks like either France or Eastern Front schemes, and they've got a lot of the same features, metal barrel, a little bit of photo etch. I chose this one though because it's got the 1/16th figure in it, so we'll check that out. A quick look here at our 2 available schemes. There we go. else on this side. Alright, in color parts layout, kind of nice. Not really too much else on the sides there other than just the picture, the box top picture, scale, and kind of label of what it is. Not too much else with that. So go ahead and open it up. So right off the bat I can see this box is cram-packed with parts. Let's go ahead and reach for the paperwork first. Alright, pretty cool stuff here. Don't go anywhere. Alright, get that out of there too. Okay. Not a lot to be said about a metal barrel other than it's pretty cool that that comes standard in the kit. Usually in the kit that is a special edition kind of thing, or you have to purchase that separately. So this is nice and shiny. It's got a good weight to it. It's turned aluminum. I'm not a big tiger guy, so I couldn't make any proclamations as to its, you know, how, you know, if it belongs to it or not, but it looks good. So the copper braided or twisted cable there make the tow cables. It actually has a good weight to it. Looks like it holds bends easily, so that's pretty nice. Feels decent. You know, let's go back to that. If you go to some of the kit manufacturers that put out metal cables and things like that, sometimes that stuff is springy. You do it like that and it springs back right off the bat, or doesn't hold its shape very well. This, I think, is going to turn out nicely. Another nice thing about this is if you've got a blackening solution, you don't have to worry about painting this. All you have to worry about is giving it a little bit of a rust. The photo etch for the well-known mesh coverings that go over the grates or the pieces on the engine deck. It's pretty nice. It looks like the wiring on that is all interleaved in and out, up, above. Not much to be said about decals. It's a German armor model, so you're not going to get a huge decal sheet. Pretty nice though. And there's your clear parts. It's not a lot to be said about that either. It's not like we're dealing with some huge windshield, or not really dealing with you know, a canopy or anything like that that you have to worry about seeing through. You're not ever really going to try to look through that. So, you know what? That looks like that is the instructions, if you can make that out. The instructions for putting together the special edition figure, or the 1/16 figure that's included in this kit. It doesn't look like it's way too difficult or anything like that, but we'll compare these to the actual pieces when we get there. Look at the instructions. Alright, so you get a little bit of information about the Tiger 1. And it looks like it even mentions the name of the German tank commander here below there, so this is a little bit off the path of the other two in that you get this because it's about this tank commander. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name again. I'm probably just, again, going to butcher it. Okay, so standard model instruction things. You get some cautionary items, you get some decal applying items, Removing photo etch instructions. Just looks like some tips and tricks there. Move into the first actual paper page. It's not glossy. We get another parts layout. Not in color, just black and white. So the one thing that would be nice is if there were parts in here that aren't used, they would shade over those or point that out. So for instance, I can see what looks like almost duplicates of several parts in here. It'd be nice if they could point that out, but well. I think step one starts off with constructing, I'm not sure if that is an oil or a fuel tank. Again, I'm not a Tiger expert. Radiators, fans. So that goes into a large one-piece bathtub style bottom hull, whereas the popular thing of late was to make all of this in multiple pieces, one piece for every surface there. This is nice that they can confidently do that. Right, adding some lower hull details, putting together drive sprockets, some road wheels. Alright, looks like we've got link and length track runs, which is definitely preferable to the large rubber bands you'll find in some manufacturers still to this day. But that looks nice. It looks like there is a construction jig right there. And it looks like the links, individual links, are meant to be constructed in this construction jig in a way that you can detach parts of the sprue with the hollow guide horns on there and just put all 10 down at once. It looks like a run of 10. It looks like another neat thing about this is they also have a guide in how these tracks are supposed to go around the drive sprocket, so that's cool. Oh yeah, there we go again. There's the length, and there is a gigantic piece of the guide horns right there. So that looks cool. That looks like that'll be nice to assemble. All right, putting on road wheels, putting on some of the track. I believe these are idler wheels right here. Alright, filling out the track sections on each side. Finishing up with the road wheels. Okay, and then onto the rear hull, where at least they point out the size of the hole they want you to drill out, which is, again, something you're not getting from everyone these days. Putting on some tool details. I think that's the starter crank, jack, exhausts. I believe that is the track cable or track assembly. It's a cable they use to pull the track around the wheels when they needed to change out the track. And at least I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but again, I could be wrong. Some frontal armor. Looks like there is the machine gun, the axial machine gun that goes through there. Some mud flaps or fenders, side fenders. Looks like these come in one piece. You might want to separate these and beat them up. From pictures, every picture you see of any of the German tanks in World War II, these things are either missing or beat up badly. Alright, again, drilling a hole in the top piece of the hull there. Again, pointing out size, nice. Tools, stowage. This is what it's called. putting on some hatches. It looks like that's where our great big copper cable goes. They even call out the size. Again, nice touch when you consider that you don't even get that out of some instructions. More stowage. So finally we're attaching that the top deck or the upper deck of the hull onto the hull. And begin on the turret. Putting together the 88mm gun, and there's the breech and some of the parts that go beyond that. Machine gun there. It's like all pretty standard stuff. It look like a lot of this is meant to fully detail out the entire interior, but looks like enough where if you open up the hatches you can see some stuff down in there. It's kind of nice. It's a fairly unique approach to these little track piece mounts, the spare track piece mounts right there, as they're all kind of on one piece of sprue. Then you just glue those onto the turret and then cut the sprue off. That's nice. Little barrel, the turret goes onto the hull. We're attaching headlights. Some final stuff. Okay. And a more figure. Looks like we get a little bit of additional stowage that goes on there. And then here is the in-color schemes. This being the one on the box top. Looks like they are the same vehicle, or they're meant to be the same vehicle. This one with some with the winter camouflage or the white applied over. Cool. Let's have a look at the kit. This right here was the 1/16 figure. And yeah, those parts are a little bit bigger than I'm used to seeing in 1/35, because this is 1/16, of course, but the detail's pretty nice. There's separate hands, separate arm halves, separate leg halves, torso halves. That's nice. That'll build in. I'm not really much into figures. I don't do figures very well, but I'll still attempt it. That looks nice. Okay, this right here looks like the. Well, we'll just look at it from the picture if we can get past the glare. No? Okay. This is the guides I was talking about with the track runs around the drive sprockets. Looks like these are part of the details that go on the lower hull. Alright, down here. Boy. How clumsy my fingers are. Sprue J. There's our track or cable to help change out the track. Looks like we've got some antenna pieces there, part of the jack, part of the machine gun. Looks like the machine gun was even slide molded. The end is slightly hollow. A nice touch. Oops, rip the back a little bit. Alright, let's have a look here. Oh, check that out. That looks... Okay, so there is a smaller figure there. Same one, actually, as what we got in 1/16. So that's cool. A barrel, even helmets. A couple buckets with actually appropriately thin walls on those buckets. Appropriately thin handles to go in the jerry cans. I don't know if we can get the Zimmerit in there real well. That's nicely done. That is actually really nicely done because it's not too uniform. If you look at a lot of the Zimmerit that you get molded into a lot of kits, or you might get in photo etch or a lot of other things, a lot of times it's just too uniform. So a lot of modelers will resort to troweling it on themselves with putty or what have you, even to the extent of softening the plastic with plastic cement and indenting the plastic. This looks really nice. It's even got little patches of where the Zimmerit's been gouged out. The only thing I can say here is, you know, if you want to call it a drawback, was that that's already done for you, so you're not getting the creativity to do it yourself. But for this subject, well done. Looking forward to putting one of these together even more now. I will finish the Curtis Wilbur, and I will finish my U-boat. Okay, so let's see what we get in here. 2 sprues in this bag right here. Here are the oil or fuel tanks, whichever it is. Again, just a good educated guess that it's some kind of a tank that fluid is stored in. Appropriately thin guards that go over top of the exhaust. That's nice. Actually, they deflect a little bit when you squeeze them, so definitely tell you that the plastic's a bit thinner there. There we go again. That is absolutely wonderful and very authentic looking, with missing some of the patches here on some of the Zimmerit here, up here. I guess the only thing not authentic is these fenders right there are just a little too perfect. I still contend that this will build into an amazing kit. It just doesn't stand to reason that if you've got dings and missing patches of Zimmerit here, that these would be in perfect shape. So, pretty thin though. I'm sure you could use a sanding stick, thin these out a bit, and beat them up or kind of crinkle them up a little bit with your finger in order to get them to conform a little bit. This is a large bag for the sprue. Sprue U. Looks like that is the little storage basket or storage box that goes in the back of the turret. Looks like we've got parts of the main gun here. Machine guns. Not slide molded on these. The detail, though, is incredible. And with these that aren't slide molded, you can get plenty of barrels out there to replace chunks of that, or you can take a drill or a tip of your knife, your hobby knife, kind of hollow that out a little bit. The antenna, that looks incredibly fine. It is, I'm sure, just waiting for breakage to happen. But nonetheless, this is good job, good work on the molding here. Let me come back into our overly large plastic bag. There we go. Alright. One thing I was kind of curious about is on the pieces of this, if they were going to have any kind of a rolled steel texture where there's not Zimmerit applied. I haven't actually put together any Takom kits before, but I know their reputation for detail. There's kind of a fine texture on there. I mean, it's really flat and kind of like this texture right here. Maybe not as perfectly uneven as it'd be in real life, but it's not glossy smooth. But all in all, it looks good. It looks like we've got some of the tools. I'm going to go on top, some details. Those are pretty finely molded details there. Jack block. Some hatches. Alright, we got a couple plastic sprues in here. So it's need duplicated parts. And that stands to reason because 2 radiators, 2 pairs of fans, 2 pairs of cable ends, sprockets, idlers, and swing arms. Oh, I was just checking out why this was slide molded, and I can see it's got the appropriate seam right there on the swing arms, which is present, so don't sand those off. Excellent work. Again, this is going to be a fun kit to put together. Now, I think I still may put together my first Takom kit, being the M48. That might be my first one. I don't have any Vietnam War subjects as far as armor is concerned. I'll have to check that out. Alright, turret parts. Looks like you can put together a plastic barrel if you'd prefer. Several different mantlets, and I'm sure you're going to have to either go by the instructions or check your references to see which one is applicable. But yeah, the Zimmerit there feels great. It feels authentic as far as scale authenticity. I've been in museums with German armor before, in Fort Knox, in fact, but it's not like you can just go up and start touching all over it. So that's cool. Alright, and the bane of armor modelers worldwide, road wheels. They're going to come out in the fair. So it looks like these are looks like they get plenty of work here with road wheels. There's not a whole lot more to be said other than we've got wonderful detail on both sides. And some injector pin marks here and there, but I think that those are in areas that will not be seen, so I'll have to check through the instructions later on, but I would imagine you're not going to be able to see those. It looks pretty good. Cool. Problem with some of these bags with the sticky ends to it is I'm trying to put stuff back in the bag, the parts get caught on that. Alright, looks like these go hand in hand. Our link and length tracks. We'll get a little bit of flexibility. Injector pin mark here and there. But the nice thing is those also look like those are going to be inside the hollow guide horns. So you might get away, you test it if you're not going to automatically sand them out. You might be able to get away with no one ever seeing those ever. And detail looks good. You even get right there where you can see through. That's where the drive sprocket teeth would fall into these tracks. Right there in those hollowed out areas and on this end. So those are nice for link and length. Looks like here are our runs of guide horns. Let me take those out and have a quick look at those two. I'm not even going to, we're nearing the end of the box content, so I'm going to leave these guys out of their bags and wrestle with that later on, so I'm not wasting your time needlessly. Although watching this, you might already be wasting your time needlessly. I like the flexibility here. It looks nice. Everything looks crisp, cleanly molded, and there's just a little bit of give to the plastic. The parts all have a good feel to them. It looks like they are going to go where they're supposed to go. Alright, and our last bag of parts here. Here is our one-piece bathtub style hull. Detail here looks great. Looks like we even looks like you get some weld beads in here. This is nice. A little bit of zimmerite there. Very nice. Again, just a touch of flex. That's kind of nice. This is going to be an exciting kit to put together. Ah, there we go. There is the turret again, and yeah, the Zimmer detail on this is, I use the word very often, but I would say it's exquisite. Good job. Good job, Takom. Can't wait to get this put together and then start chasing the dogs around the house, making tank noises. That's right. I am still a 5-year-old at heart. So, with that review done, I think down the road we're still going to end up putting together the Takom's M48, so I can have a World War II subject, or it's a Vietnam War subject on the shelf with everything else. But I've got 3 of these tigers now, so chances are I'm going to start putting one together on the side for fun, and then probably try to put one together in front of this camera, maybe even with this large figure here, so you guys can all point and laugh at my figure painting abilities. So I appreciate your time. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, suggestions, please point them out. Let me know. Give me that feedback in the comments section. Until I see you next time, though, take care and happy modeling.